One of your children, from what I understand from talking with you, has some serious health issues. How, in the aftermath of the passage of the bill yesterday, when you thought it through and when you looked at her and you realized what she and you and your family is up against with her health issues, what was going through your mind yesterday?
My daughter has cystic fibrosis, and it's a disease for which there's no cure. The average lifespan is late 20s, if you're lucky, maybe into the early 30s. Now, we knew about this prior to the adoption being completed. And believe it or not, I had someone say to me, well, you don't have to go through with this adoption now. And we brought her home the day after she was born. I bonded with her instantly. That's my baby. But she's 15, and she said to me, Dad, how is this going to affect my health care? She's getting great health care now. She has to go to the hospital every month for tests. But I don't want some bureaucrat sitting in Washington and saying, well, because there's no cure for this, we're not going to expend the funds on trying to find a cure, or we're going to put the money elsewhere. That bothers me, that scares me, but I reassure my daughter, look, if Daddy has to go out and beg, borrow, or steal, you're going to have your health care.
You're an attorney, a long-time established attorney, former federal prosecutor. Pennsylvania Attorney General Tom Corbett has indicated he's going to join a lawsuit or a series of lawsuits challenging the constitutionality of this federal legislation. From your experience in knowing federal law, do you believe there's a good chance that this legislation could be successfully challenged?
Most definitely. This is going to go to the Supreme Court rather quickly in the terms of a case getting to the Supreme Court. But we're talking about unfunded mandates that someone can be fined for if they cannot afford this. Now, the health care program itself isn't the tax. It's the fine that they're going to implement when they hire the 17,000 IRS people. I guess that's where Obama's saying that, you know, he's expanding the employment because of 17,000 IRS people who are going to be looking into our records that only the IRS has the authority to do, but then they're going to be sharing it with health services people. And this is, I think they're right on track with the unconstitutionality of this. And again, it's the federal government, it's this administration trying to expand its authority over states. We're a federalist system. The Constitution, and I'm a strict constructionist on the Constitution, clearly delineates the power that the federal government has, which is very narrow compared to the states. Anything else that is not delineated is explicitly, implicitly, and assumed that the states have authority over that. So they're telling the states that you're now going to be responsible for coming up with the money on this. If the government wanted this health care, we were talking out a little earlier with a gentleman out there from the studio. Okay, the 30 million people that weren't insured and didn't have health care, let's take the money that we gave to the corporations to bail them out. Let's take the money at half the money that's going to cost this program and buy them insurance.
When it comes to the bureaucracy of government, you wouldn't. During the time you were a prosecutor, the IRS played a very important role in prosecutions that you brought along with the FBI and other federal agencies. I'm a great believer in good quality law enforcement, but when you add or propose to add that many more IRS agents, will it, number one, interfere with criminal prosecutions that might be undertaken through U.S. attorneys' offices in the United States, and will it add to the unwieldy bureaucracy that's already a little bit unwieldy?
You know, it's a perfect point. The IRS agents are some of the best agents that I've worked with. They've helped us put white-collar criminals behind bars, people, the Madoff-type individuals. They're great agents, and they know what they're doing. But now they're going to be burdened with looking through, come knocking at my door saying, Tom, show me whether you have insurance. First of all, to get 17,000 people, agents, out in the public to start doing this is just not going to happen in a day or two. The IRS has stringent training programs, but this is going to be a waste of time and talent. I'd rather see those 17,000 agents go after the people who aren't paying their taxes. And then you see the revenues come in. But it's a total waste of talent. And I don't, who's going to enforce it, Steve? Who is going to enforce this? Are they going to come and put me in jail?